Okay. Keep some music. Pop open the stream and let everybody know that we are up today. Everyone. Saturday stream has begun. Ooh, let's drink some water. Let's stay fucking hydrated today, bro. Okay. So, today, or actually, I'm gonna run this because last night I did a little touch up and it was cool. Say ha, hey yo. Say ha, hey yo. What is up? What is good? How you doing today? Hello, hello. So, got all those boys going to the Manu PD Lounge. One of them is the, whatchamacallit, the source. And then we got the mailman right here. Mailman's gonna drop it off. Whew. Okay. Drops off the package. Get the package. Take out the matches. Cool. Let's do scale time 5, and then we'll put that back down to 1. All right. I'm doing really great thanks to your Discord community. You are great. Oh, I'm glad. I'm fucking glad. That's awesome. I'm awesome. That's I would say I'm awesome to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. So now at the Manu PD Lounge, I'm gonna look around. Our boy's in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. All right. Hello, sir. And then I light his light a cigarette. He gives me the photograph, and this photograph is taken in. Where is that? I see Paris over there. I think this is in DC, or is this in London? Maybe this is in London. Okay, I think this is in London. Let's try that. Player warp. Yo, yo, good to see your face, dog. What's up, Robohemoth? What is up? What is good? What is good? Check it out. This thing is coming along right now. Going to London. I feel like this is where he was. Maybe. He might be in DC. It's also very dark over here, so I'm kind of like, I don't see any boy here. Maybe he was in DC. I don't. Yeah, let's go back to DC actually. And you know what? It's kind of funny because I think this happened last time. One of the last times I did this. The target went to the Manu PD Lounge. Oh look, is that him? Dude, that is so funny. He's like sticking out. This is a freebie for me. This glitch is like a freebie. Because last time, why is he sitting right there? That's so fucking weird. He's like sitting at the edge of the building. But last time, he came inside and he sat. And he kind of sat like near the source. So when I took my gun out and killed him, it scared my source. And I wasn't able to fucking finish the mission. My source like got scared and ran off. So I'm gonna try to kill this guy without scaring my source right now. Let's see. Spawn item 0. Okay. Alright, scared some people, but my source seems chill right now. Oh, okay. Let these people run away. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, see? So, nice. It tells me room number 2. And then it told me 1635, 1635, 1635. Room number 2, 1635. Room number 2, 1635. So, see, 3, 2, here's 2, right? And then the code is 1635. Nice. And then here's the package. Got the package. And that's how you win the game. That's kind of how you win the game. So imagine if I got this package here. I'm just gonna put it on this table just so you can see the old graphic. There we go. Oh, it's like super bright. Oh, there's not a collider there. But yeah, so pretty much the way. Oh, I'm gonna skip this song. Pretty much the way you win. That is pretty much the way you win, except instead of it just being one mission that makes you take the whole damn thing, you do several, right? Because like right now, he's giving me, look at all this information. He's giving me the room number and the key code to the room, right? I just did that for testing purposes. It's actually like I put this really cheap system where it's just like every time it gets to the end where he gives me a piece of information, I have it wait 3 seconds and then to do that again. So sometimes it actually gives me the same piece of information twice in a row. That's why this is like inconsistent in how long it lasts up here. But it was just so I can get all the information without having to play through a bunch of times, because in reality, the way the game would run would be that you do several missions, right? Like for this guy, it was like a contract killing. This is our first quest that we set up. But in the future, it's like you want to have to meet with multiple sources, go on multiple missions, and get multiple pieces of information. And this information, oh, it just dawned on me that now I could do the fucking player switching thing. So the way the single player, and I believe I'm gonna make it the way multiplayer works as well. One of the versions of multiplayer, maybe the final version, if there is even a multiplayer. We'll see. It's some lofty goals we're setting. But the way it would be is like, okay, I get this information, right? Let's say I played several missions and got the room number and the key code. So at that point, I would have a device that I use to contact my mole, who has infiltrated and is, disguised as a different agency, a rival agency's agent. And when I do that, I switch, like the player switches controls. You do like a character swap. So you like, if you like right now I'm in DC, right? Let's just say I'm an American, so I'm like here in DC, I'm working for the CIA, but I have a mole that's working in Moscow, so he's an American posing as a KGB agent, right? So he's our mole over in the KGB. So what I would do would be like, let's say I just collected all this information, right? Like I got the room and I got the key code. So I would go somewhere, I would go to like, player warp 4? Is this, yeah, Morocco? I'd come to Morocco. Let me turn this directional light on. I'd come to Morocco. Yeah, it's still dark over here. And then I'd go to like I don't know. Like, I could honestly do it right here. I could go to the beach, right? And then all these planters right here, I would put I would store the information in here. Like, I can stash, like, documents or, like, something, or a map of the agency instead of just, like, the room number. It might be a map. I could stash that in here and do something like mark it somehow. Like agents during the Cold War, they marked things with lipstick. So like you'd put some, you know, intelligence inside of in an old boot, and then you'd you'd go to a construction site, put the boot next to like just a pole, and then you'd like put a little mark of lipstick on the pole. And then, like, that's the signal for your mole, so you can sort of clandestinely transfer information. You know, you don't have to get caught, like, meeting up with people. So your mole would go to that spot and check up on it, and when they see there's a little mark, they go, cool, they know the boot's there, they grab the boot, they take it home, and then they have that information. So, in this game, say I stashed it here, right? Mark it. When I'm done, what I do is I just go home or wherever the fuck, and then I hit this little button on a transmitter, and what that does in single player mode, and I think probably in versions of the multiplayer mode, is it will transfer controls, you know, like GTA style when you do. I don't remember how you do it because I actually never really played much of GTA 5, but you know, I know that there's like I think you hold like select or something, and then like, you know, the camera zooms out, you stop playing as Franklin and you go play as fucking whatever those other guys' names are. Now you're the mole. And since you're the same player, you know where you left it. But kind of in the world of the game, it's kind of like you know, it's like you shared that information somehow. So you come over here, now you're the mole, right? You fly to Morocco, you come over here, and you know exactly where that shit is put. You grab it, and now you can use that information against your own agency. So you work at that agency, right? So you would go to the KGB, and it doesn't look weird when you're walking around there. So you can walk into these rooms, you know where the room is, and you have the key code now, and you just have to get in and get out without getting caught, like actually stealing the documents. Yeah, so that's like I think that's my sort of like smallest version of this. It's fucking Christmas songs. I wish there was a way to, whenever I come over here to like look at a song, since my monitor is like all the way up to the side, I feel like I'm doing the Joe Rogan thing, you know, where it's like he's him behind a fucking thing and then he goes over here and he squints. What do you got for me, Jamie? But I don't want these fucking Christmas songs. I don't know how to filter them out. Okay. Rusty Chicken says, "What's up, buddy? The movie was hilarious, by the way. I enjoyed it." Oh, nice. Yeah, fucking Buster Scruggs is a jam, man. I love that shit. Oh, also, Robohem, if you're still in the chat, I watched Tenet like a month ago, or like I think literally the night that we talked, I watched Tenet finally. I must have watched kind of like a not a compressed, but like, you know, somebody. Oh, actually, how did I watch it? Did I buy it on YouTube? I think I bought it on YouTube. Anyways, whatever way I watched it, the audio was not all I just didn't notice it. I didn't know the Nolan style audio, which I was glad about. Like, I got to the end of it and then realized like I just never noticed anything. But I think it was because I'm watching it on fucking, or listening to it on, you know, monitors in like a stereo setup, and like I can imagine that being much more difficult to understand when you know, you have like a center mono speaker, or if you have like the bar thing and it's trying to like replicate surround sound stuff. Basically, if you're splitting channels up to like, you know, 6 to 8 channels or whatever. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay. Cool. So that's the system in it, and it's working pretty well right now. I think. Holy shit! I honestly haven't even thought about how you would swap controls. It's almost as if I should have been designing the NPCs with a player part in them. Like the same prefab, right? Like one prefab for both NPCs, one prefab that serves two purposes, for NPCs and the player. Because right now I have two. I have a prefab for an NPC and I have a prefab for the player. What do we have on the player? So here's our player prefab. Dude, it is difficult finding fucking music on here now. I've just gone through all the library. So here's our player prefab. Character controller, animator, got a ton of FSMs. I feel like there must be a way to... Because what really matters? The appearance, the behaviors, and that's it. That's all it is. The health, maybe. You know, like if the mole took damage, you want that damage to maintain. Let's write it down. So, goals for today. My goodness, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Okay, goal. Mole hunter and mole swap. Right? So that is transfer player controls from current character to the mole from the same agency. So maybe we could do... What are some ways that you could do that? Because like I'm like, oh, maybe you do the GTA thing where it goes zoop, but then it'll expose how tiny my little open world is. So I don't want to do that necessarily. Could fake it, right? Could just be totally fake. Or it could just be maybe like a not a cutscene, but like you know, like how I had those other things, the fade-in screens. It could potentially be like the little like a globe spinning or something. You know, it could just show something else. A graphic, you know, a motion graphic. Transfer player controls from the current character to the mole from the same agency. So, shit, I really haven't even begun to think about like how to do that. Okay, so the needed is you need physical attributes. You need, Jesus Christ, this music. Well, that's not bad. I could fuck with that. Behavioral attributes. And then controls. Oh wait, no, but that's no. Oh, and health and like health. Oh, and inventory. There we go. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. And you know, like with health, it'll kind of be like a health, stamina thing. You know, like all that shit. And so the process is, we'll call this like values needed, and it'll be like step one is put the player where the mole was, right? Let's break it down into super simple concepts. Where the mole is. And I guess it could honestly just swap them out and the mole can suddenly take on the player. I also have not figured out what the player AI is supposed to do. Oh, man. I guess that would just be agent AI. Whatever the other agents are doing. Your music taste is interesting. Thanks! I wish I could play... I put a link in the Discord today for whatchamacallit. It's a Jacques Tati soundtrack. Y'all should listen to that. It's like 40-ish minutes of fucking really wild, like, poppy sort of rock, like, just orchestral shit. Has some really interesting female vocals in there. And I wish I could play that stuff on here, but I gotta abide by the DMCA. Frank Reynolds says, "Hi everyone, what is up, Frank?" Yeah, I tried it. It is interesting, right? It's good music. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay, so put the player where the mole is. How you doing today, Frank? Put the player where the mole is. That's step 1. Step 2 is put the maybe stay on the player stuff first. So you put the player where the mole was, then you change the player appearance materials to the ones from the mole. Step 3 is change the behavioral attributes, or I guess a better way to say it is transfer, right? So transfer the behavioral attributes from the mole to the player. Okay. We'll say the same thing, so we can kind of transfer the physical attributes from the mole to the player. And I guess this is sort of a rinse repeat played backwards, right? So after this, you, instead of put the player where the mole is, you put the mole where the player is. And then step 2 is transfer physical attributes from the player to the mole. And then step 3 is transfer behavioral attributes from the player to the mole. Step 4, is there even a step 4? We have physical blah 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 blah, behavioral attributes, transfer health stamina, and then and transfer inventory. Step 5, transfer inventory. Welcome, Frank. Was you modeling the player or was it an asset? Hey, what's up, Rapid Skies? Rapid Skies, I bought the player asset from a model archive, and then I did some tweaking because the model used to have a neck, but it didn't really fit the old school, like, back, like those type of, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the ones on the picture I put back there, the old school bathroom sign kind of stick figures, they don't have a neck. It's just a floating head. So I had to cut that neck out and then round it off the top, and I actually just got rid of the head entirely and just put a sphere. So it's kind of a little kit bashed of an asset that I bought. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Looking forward to today's progress. Nice, nice, nice. What do you got on your plate today, Frank? Torn between hanging out here today and working on my dialogues. Can you not do both? There is I don't know what's on the plate other than this. I might lose my mind trying to do this player swapping stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, yesterday I did not imagine taking care of the quest information stuff so fast. It came together, like, very shortly after I finished streaming last night. I changed like a few things and got what you just saw me play through. So transfer inventory, what else? You transfer all those things. Is that it? Oh, you know what? Step 6. This is, like, what do I call them? have a name for these things. Intrusion zones. Let me see, or intrusion zone. Yeah, okay. So step 6 is kind of a tricky one. Oh, I still haven't figured out the whole disguising shit. Intrusion zones. Stuff. Transfer. Intrusion zone. What do you call that? Not capability. Permissions. Interesting. Kind of fucking up because I have not taken care of that entirely. I'm working on the drink serving system today. Fucking nice. Yo, it's so funny because I've done a bar simulator before, you know, with Foxy Bitch. So you're going through the same thing as I did, like where you're doing the queue thing, right? People lining up. At my bar, I had people, because it was a club more, right? I had people line up outside of my club, and then they go inside and they just crowd around the bar. Because that's like, I guess there it's a little bit more, like people do crowd around at a club, you know? It's a little bit more kind of buck wild. But it's so funny hearing that you're working on a drink system today. You were working on your line stuff yesterday. Rapid Sky says, haha, lol, nice idea. Dab. Wonder what the idea was. The intrusion zone stuff, maybe? I am so trying to do both, Steven. I am trying. Yeah. Hey, you know, if you're gonna go work on your thing, no worries. No worries. Is that game published? Oh, yeah. It's on my itch.io. Here, I think it's like stevenscottday.itch.io. Does that work? I guess you have to copy and paste it. Yeah, it does. And then the game is Foxy Bitch, which I don't feel terrible about, but it's not the most functioning game ever. Also, the title is problematic. So I'm also working on a character design. I have a very specific look I want to go for. I'd love to add a filter to the camera to make it look like a silent film. Fuck yeah, nice. Yeah, that game's hilarious. Yeah, I think the best part about the game is the music and the one shots, the voices. I had a lot of fun doing all those Quake style voices. Okay, so we're gonna put the player where the mole is, transfer the physical attributes, transfer the behavioral attributes, transfer the health, stamina, etc., transfer inventory and intrusion zone. Now I'm thinking maybe let's goal. Excuse me. Woo! The goal is what happens when you just walk into the agency? Like, you know, if you come over, if you're, let's say we're an agent from literally anywhere except for the States. Let's say we're KGB, right? Or MI6. You can't just go fucking waltzing into the CIA headquarters. So, what happens if you do? You step up to the door, and then do you just get denied entry? Do they just tell you to leave? Is this the Monster Mash song? It kind of sounds like that, doesn't it? It does. It's just about to end too. Yeah, some of these songs you could tell that they're a little, you know, spun from something else. So I guess the way to do it, maybe, is make it so to get into the agency at all, you need to be let in, like the front door code. This is problematic because this is what I'm talking about. I hate problem solving, sort of like design and logic questions on stream. Because I feel like let's see. What do you do? I have a question. How much can you place? I have a question. How much you can place in Unity to play without lags? Props, cubes. You can set a lot of things. Is it a strong engine? Yeah, I mean, it's strong. You still have to be mindful, just like basically every other engine. I think, you know, with the exception of shit like, you know, like other engines do things pretty differently. So like Minecraft, for example, it's kind of like you're not actually placing a bunch of things. It's like rendering only the surface of the polygons. And then Unreal, you know, I know that their new thing is like you can, and trillions of polys, but then the question is like, can they move? Is that a thing? I don't know. I actually, if they can, that's amazing. And then it's like, okay, you know, fucking, if you're worrying about like your budgeting, your polygon budgeting skills, then maybe you do go to Unreal. But yeah, no, Unity is fucking solid. Like you can put a ton of shit in here. You just have to be mindful of what the stuff is, the layers that they're on, if they're interacting with each other or not. There's just too many variables to really kind of give you a clear answer of like, you could put a million things in there, you know? Because like you can have a zillion just like empty game objects with scripts on them, or you can have like a zillion fucking rigid bodies, but then that's gonna start slowing your shit down. So yeah, it just depends. You know, I would say this, Rapid Skies, it's not a good question to be asking yourself right now. That is a question that you will waste time concerning yourself with. I feel confident enough to say that to somebody who's just starting out. Like, I would say, like, don't worry about it. Just start making a game. If you hit some kind of lag, then you can start to deal with it there. But I'm almost certain that you're not going to experience that problem to a degree that is unfixable. That Super Pop Piss Cleaner game is so hilarious. Oh, I'm glad you dug that. It's like style I want to return to for sure. Because I'm creating my own game and don't know if I can set a lot of things, I would make like a big city if that's why my question. Yeah, you can make a big city. You could make a big city in it. Just be careful. And as Frank Reynolds just says, be careful of going out of scope. Very often people have lofty goals and nobody wants to, like, I mean, trust me, I don't want to tell you, you can't do it. No, you can't make your own fucking MMO, like open world MMO RPG with, you know, 250 side quests per area or whatever. Like, you could do whatever you want. If you're really dedicated and if you have that in you. But it's not bad advice to say, start small. Start small, find out what you enjoy doing, find out what is difficult for you to do on your own, find out what you need help on, and then go from there. You start incrementally going up. There's that thing where it's like a graph. It's like a linear graph that goes from like, that shows comfort and skill level, staying in between of sort of like things that like are just above your skill level, things that you have to try to really figure out, but not so much where it's like you're banging your head against the wall. Though that area, if you could stay in there, that's an engaging area, and that's an area that you can be sort of comfortable while still, staying in the zone. Okay, sorry, getting way too fucking... Okay, goal... Shit. I think I do want to I want to try getting some of these character... where is it? Worried... At home... So this is the FSM for a NPC who is at home and they don't want you to be there if you don't belong there. So let's see, choose spot. Stand and wait. Or actually, this is just what they do at home. Has intruder. This is it. Here we go. So this is the FSM where it's like, if the intruder is there, if you're somebody who does not belong in this place, then yeah. So it gets the player of interest, right? That's from the NPC status. And then get FSM array, physical attributes. So it gets the physical attributes of the player. Where is it getting that from? Physical attributes. I guess we have to check that, right? From physical attributes. And then physical attribute check. So cycle through all possible acceptable looks that the NPC will ignore and let intrude. Just get each person from that white list, get their physical attributes game object bundle thing, get the string array from that, and compare it against whoever the NPC is currently looking at. Okay, so you have... Right. Array get next, get FSM array. I have to admit, this is I left some confusing instructions for myself. My advice when starting is to find a single game mechanic you really enjoy and build from that. That's good advice. That's really good advice, Frank. Because it's staying with something that keeps you excited. Now I have another question. How can you make a backup? I have to copy my project folder and place that on another way, or how? My last question. Google it. Google it. Just go on Google, type how to make Unity backup. You'll find it. It's a very easy way. It's a very easy thing. I'm going to show you this once, but if you need details on how all that works, let's see, reference images, or let's just go to, I need to set a better, here we go. So you go to your Unity projects, wherever that is. I can't tell you where yours is because it's different. And then this is my folder for the game project. So I copy that, and I have a folder for backups, and I put it in here. That's how you make a backup. But this is a very sort of expensive way to do it because I'm copying and pasting the entire fucking game. There's a way where you can do this without having to transfer everything from your game. It isn't a big problem if you have a small game, but my game has a ton of assets in here, and I have disregard for all the fucking packages I'm throwing in and all this crazy shit. So it's growing in size as I import things to it, and it's up to nearly 4 gigs right now, the project, which isn't the best. Let's see, where is it? It is, yeah, 3.5 gigs. So yeah, I wouldn't really highly recommend what I'm doing here, but the reason I do it this way is because if I ever hit a snag, what you can do is pop open the Unity Hub and then literally just select the folder of your backup, and it'll open, no problem, it'll just open the fucking game. Whereas if you did the other way, you need to reference to other files, you need to you just need to do some extra steps. So that's why I do it this way, because I can afford to do it here and there, and then what I do is I put it all on I have a huge external that I just throw all the old ones on, and I just keep a few on here at a time. And then on top of that, I RAR them. So I put them I compress them like this, because they're much smaller. Check that shit out. Come on, not even 1.5 gigs. Yeah, so I take this, and I throw it on my Google Drive, so it's also in the cloud. And I did one this morning, That's what I was doing just before I hopped on the stream. So this is a way to do backups, but there's more, and you should just Google it. Thanks. Is only project file is okay, or do we need other files like mono, bleeding edge, crash, player DDL, and backfile? I don't know. Couldn't tell you, because that's the thing is I've just completely thrown all that to the wayside because I realize it's easy to just copy and paste a folder. Yeah. So, physical attribute check. I think all it's doing here is array compare. It says interests physical attributes. So it's comparing what the player looks like, right, to the okay physical attributes. So that is sort of the people who are okay to be there. And if it's true, then it goes here, and I guess it does nothing, right? But if it's false, then it does the thing where, yeah, it does the thing where it chases you around and yells at you. Remember when I got that working? That was so fun. So they chase you around and they yell at you, and then that lasts long enough where eventually they get to a point where they're just like, fuck it, you're not leaving, so I'm gonna call the police. So they go to the phone, they find the nearest phone in their home, they go to it, and then they call the police, which is a thing that we have not done yet. But they go over to it and they play an animation of them on the phone. And that's where that stops. So this is the only state in between that I added since then, and this sort of puts a fucking, you know, it stops everything there. So if I finish this will be sort of the last piece to sort of like costume stuff, or not costume, sorry, disguises, you know? Because you should be able to disguise yourself as other people and get away with being in places. Okay, so physical attributes to the okay attributes. This comment I left for myself has some gold in here, because I definitely thought it through more back then. Every player and NPC has a physical attribute game object, which is like all their clothes in a bundle. Okay, I just scrapped that, right? This is an FSM on it with an array. I'm pretty sure I scrapped that. Each physical attribute also has a string value. Okay, I did that. So, you know, if you have a skinny mustache or a bushy beard, it's a string value that also says, you know, pencil mustache, bushy beard. And then every NPC with an intrusion zone also has an array of people they don't mind being there. This is their intrusion zone whitelist. Okay, so that I'm not sure if I ever got around to making. So I'm gonna delete this hash table because it was never used for anything. And we do not have an intrusion zone whitelist on here. So every NPC with an intrusion zone also has an array of people they don't mind being there. This is their intrusion zone whitelist. All right, let's just make it. I'm gonna listen to old Steven of old. And we're gonna call this the intrusion zone whitelist. I'm just gonna copy and paste it from the note I left for myself. I have to get rid of that period. There we go, intrusion zone whitelist. So to cycle through all the possible acceptable looks that this NPC will ignore and let intrude, just get each person from that whitelist. Oh, right. Get their physical attributes. Just, I don't even need to do the bundle thing, right? Just get their physical attributes. And compare it. And compare it against whoever the NPC is currently looking at. Okay, that makes sense. So, how to add people to this? That's the other thing, though, is like who gets to be on this whitelist? You know, how do I decide that shit? Because then that's a rabbit hole. Then it's like, oh, do they live together? Are these people that like Oh, gosh. Because the thing is, this also has to be... I guess it doesn't have to be so modular, because this is somebody who... The thing is, this is modular in a way where, like, it's not dependent on somebody being at home. This could be somebody at a bar. This could be somebody at a library. Because all it does is it goes to whatever these destinations are specific to the place they are at. Yeah, because it chases you around, right? And then go to phone. It just gets the nearest phone, which, you know, I might change because that might be a little glitchy. Excuse me. And then, yeah, all this is just... So, in theory, I could use this same thing for agents at the headquarters of an agency, right? The same way somebody at home would be like, hey, you don't fucking belong here, get out of my house. Same thing at the agency. Like, hey, you're not a fellow agent, what are you doing here, get out. So Hitman has a pretty interesting thing where they have sort of like tiers of people like that sort of like do or don't recognize you as an intruder. And it's kind of like at the very top you have, you know, like, or at the very bottom you have all these like basic low-level guards, right? Guards that just kind of like, story-wise, they're just contracted out. There's so many of them. They don't all know each other, so they don't recognize each other. So they could pass by each other without ever really realizing that they've seen one another before. And what that means is that you can just dress like them, and they wouldn't think twice. They'd be like, oh, there's just another one of the guys who has my job. But then the tier above that is their sort of bosses, their managers, they're sort of like, you know, the guys who overlook all of that. And those guys do need to know everybody's face. Those guys recognize whether or not somebody's intruding because they know the faces of all the men that they've hired, kind of. That's kind of like the way I think it gets justified as far as like story goes, for like context. I think that's a pretty good way to handle things. And I'm just trying to think of like, if you're playing the game, some good music in here. This is kind of cool. I like this. If you're playing the game, you don't belong at an agency, you go to the agency, what's stopping you from just completing the mission yourself, right? If you got that intel, which room it's in, and the key code, why couldn't you just go in and do it? Like, why is the mole role necessary? It could be that we could just set a thing where it's like, you have to, like, there's just some really, like, impenetrable security thing at the front door where it's like, you just really need to be an agent there, or a mole, I guess, in order to get in. I used to have the idea of, like, the front desk person. Like, every agency would have a front desk person, kind of like in Men in Black, that room, and it's just like one small empty room, or it's kind of big, actually. But it's just this big empty room, and there's a guy at a desk, and he either lets you in or he doesn't, right? Maybe that person can be the gatekeeper. You know, that's kind of funny. I think that could be, it could be that, like, you know, you walk in, and then they're like, you know, if you don't belong there, and when I say don't belong there, I mean, like, if you're not actually an agent or an NPC for that place, I mean a mole for that place, then the dude at the desk just goes, can I help you? You know, you're not allowed in here. And then you just can't get in, right? Like, the guy has to buzz you in, essentially. Whereas, you know what it could be? It could be like an elevator, because I wanted it to be an elevator to begin with. But it's like, imagine, like, the elevator's always open, and then you walk in, and you have to wait for him to buzz you in. And he has to know you. So if you go in there, he's like, can I help you? Sorry, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm not letting you in. Sorry. And he'll just kind of keep saying that kind of shit until you leave. But if you are an agent, he'll be like, good afternoon, Mr. or Mrs., and then whatever your last name is. And then you get in the elevator, and he buzzes you down. And then we could sort of, we could put a priority for if you're in the room, he won't let anybody down. You have to leave, right? Like you like if you try to like walk in with somebody who actually does go there, it'll just take priority for like that person can't go to work, And I think the way to get around that, you're watching me fucking put band-aids on everything as I. Okay, I'm gonna write this down because I'm gonna forget all this shit. I think this is a good system. I don't think these are band-aids, but I think this is how it should work. So it's like, to get into an agency, the front desk person needs to not buzz you in, but needs to activate the elevator that you're in, the elevator for you to enter. There are 2 elevators, right? So that way you can't like spam people, which are far enough away that you couldn't run back and forth, preventing the other agents from entering, right? Like eventually some of them are gonna get through. So there's an array list with all the actual agents plus the mole who are allowed to enter, and if you don't match any one of those, or actually no, even better, there is a my agency game object variable in each NPC and the players, and each player and NPCs, which has the game object for the city that you work in, and the agent and the front desk person compares your my agency variable to their my agency variable. If it's a match, they let you in. If not, they don't. All right. How long have you been working on this wonderful project? Oh, thank you. That is a nice thing to say. And I have been working on it for the version as it stands now. I've been working on for I think 4 months. Like around 3 or 4 months. But I was making prototypes of a spy game since last, I want to say like August maybe? So just a little bit longer than that. But they were very different games. Very, very different games. And eventually, yeah, back in like November or December, I finally was like, this is the game I want to do with the moles and the open worldness and all that kind of shit. Like, so I've been working on this one and this project, right? Like, I guess that's a really good way to say it. It's kind of like this scene and these kind of assets and everything. For like 4 months. Okay, sorry, I have to go. In my country, it's 11 p.m. night. Have fun. Rapid Skies, thanks for stopping by. Hope you swing by again. Hope that you got some useful information tonight. Join the Discord if you haven't. You definitely should join the fucking Discord. Like, if you're starting out, there's some helpful folks in there. Got some real helpful folks that'll make sure that you're on your way. And if not, there's always the Playmaker Discord, and there's always the Playmaker forums, and there's always Google. So thanks for stopping by, if you're still even here. Okay. To get into an agency, the front desk person needs to activate the elevator. Okay. So... Right, because that's a hard-coded version of you cannot get into the agency. There's no disguise that's gonna, let you in. But that's a different FSM. Still haven't quite figured out what this whitelist thing is, how people get added to a whitelist. I'm already joined. See you next time. Nice. Glad to hear that. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. What do I do? What does the chat think? Does the chat think, does the chat have any ideas for, how somebody gets added to a whitelist? Does that mean I have to... Oh! I think there's already kind of a system set up for that. Maybe. Game manager, NPC builder, behavioral attributes, enum, mesh, character name, city complete. Is that it? Source spawn is in behavioral attributes. Gum chewer, snores, favorite music. Save game, session builder, universal time, mole intel, citizen NPC spawner. Nah. Is there... Maybe a good way to is to check the intrusion zone game object. So if I go to intrusion zone, so it has a thing on here. Intrusion zones are hand-placed in the level design and may be attached to certain rooms for proc-gen to buildings. The FSM of each intrusion zone is given its concerned NPCs, an array of NPCs who will be notified if someone is intruding. Concerned NPCs are assigned at the start. So I think concerned NPCs are also, that's the same as the whitelist. That should be it, right? Concerned NPCs are the same as the whitelist. Let me fucking... see. Concerned NPCs are the same ones as the ones on the whitelist. This is a thing. This whole, I'm done typing this, but it's typing out one letter at a time. That should be addressed. Come on. Okay. So concern NPCs, right? That makes sense. So concern NPCs are the same ones as the ones on the whitelist. And the intrusion zones are the ones that all NPCs built. So, okay, this thing waits for the NPC builder to finish. And then what it does, I skipped a step. So it's sitting right here, right? Set concerned NPCs. I belong in home FSM. I belong in home FSM. So it gets the parent. That seems like your best option for your whitelist, right? Yeah, I think so too. Thanks, Frank. It seems like a tiny bit messy because I have two names for it, but I do kind of need to address both of those things. Because whitelist denotes like just people that can come in. It doesn't necessarily say that they should also be concerned. So, maybe I should I just make one called whitelist concerned whitelist or something? Whitelist concerned. Whitelist concerned. I think that's what I should do. I'll just name the same array. I'll just name it differently. So in the NPC, has intruder, it's going to check for okay. Oh, the at home, I think is where it was. Maybe not. Vision, is that where it was? Excuse me. Right, players intruding. Here we go. So the player's in view. And then it gets if the player is intruding, because the player should just never be in any intrusion zones. So that bool gets flipped for the player. And if it is, then it goes to players intruding. And so it's kind of like it's weird because I think I have things that are a little at odds with each other. There's a bit overlap where it's like a player tells himself, I am intruding right now, sets that bool value, right? But then you have an NPC who's like, yeah, you're intruding, but are you somebody who's on my whitelist? Or do you look like somebody on my whitelist? So I guess that's okay. It's like a two-step process. First it checks if they're intruding, and it's like, okay, you're intruding, but what do you look like? And then it's like, yeah, if you don't look like them, then I am fucking pissed and I'm gonna try to kick you out. But if you do look like them, then never mind. And I think that's what I have, right? That's what the has intruder looks like. Yeah, because has intruder, it only comes here to do its thing. Like, you can imagine that basically it gets its variables and then it immediately starts chasing the character around. But this thing is sort of a little roadblock. So it's like, we can set this color as like yellow. This is like an interrupter, right? So that works. And now I just have to find how I want to do this. So this intrusion zone whitelist is, we'll name it the, well, let's see what the intrusion zones are named. Intrusion zone. So this has, right here, array list, concerned NPCs. So I'm gonna change this. Okay. So this concerned NPCs, I'm gonna change it to concerned whitelist NPCs. I have to copy that and make sure I put it everywhere where it's used now, or else everything is gonna get fucked up. Right here. Okay, there's that one, and I think over here too, right? Yep. Concerned whitelist NPCs, great. What about here? No, right, same thing. Okay, cool. So I just have it over here and over here. Concerned whitelist NPCs, great. Okay, give me 20 seconds. Okay. Just gotta put a piece of pita bread in the toaster. Okay, so we have that intrusion zone, but I think there's 2F intrusion zone trick share. Okay. Yeah. Great. I think this is set up well enough. And I think what I need to do Intrusion zones are hand placed in level design. Maybe attached to certain room for properties buildings. They're hand placed, but I think I can templatize the FSMs. Yeah. So that way I don't have to change it for every fucking intrusion zone I make. It's almost as if I should make a prefab. Maybe that I would be behooved to make a prefab. That's probably what I need to do, huh? Oh, but the problem is that not all intrusion zones are the same shape and size. So it's the FSM that needs to be templatized. Let's templatize the intrusion zone. Let's see. FSM. To like highlight all these boys. And then right click. Save template. And I just call this intrusion zone, right? Is that how it's spelled? Okay. All right. Why is it a lowercase I in the FSM though? Oh, that's just the state I selected, I imagine. Oh no, that's the game object. Okay. Here we go. Saving that. So now this is a template, and I'll select it from here. There we go. Oh boy, no thank you, no thank you. No thanks. No, I'm good too. Sure. Okay. Intrusion zone is templated. The zone trigger check should also be templated. Let me get rid of this mesh render cube. Let's close some of these. Edit the zone trigger check. right click, save template. Okay. And FSM. Zone trigger check. Cool. Alright. Give me 10 seconds. I'm late, huh? That take too long? Just have to have a little bit of pita. I'm starting to get a little, not woozy, but kind of like foggy, a little lightheaded maybe. I absolutely hate these hummus packages. They never tear right, and you have to poke them open. Oy vey. Right. Let's just edit the intrusion zone one. Uh-oh. Can't reference scene objects, huh? Right. Okay. So instead, I'm just gonna get Global's game manager. All right. I think that's still pretty solid. Oh, wait a minute. Bruh, I'm dumb. Now that it's templatized, how is it gonna... Intrusion zones container. Oh, okay. So it gets whatever it's a child of, and it calls that its intrusion zone container, right? It's probably not the best name. Then it gets the parent of that, which is the city that it's in. That doesn't work anymore, because that's several layers under that. It's like 2 more layers. So then array list copy to, it takes the city that you're in, and it does what? Oh. Okay. I don't know why. Why do you want to copy that? Let's get to the exciting bits already. Okay. Let's rock and roll.
Gonna make some egg rolls and sushi in a bit. Oh my god. Should I join you? Should I order some... Should I order some fucking... sushi? Damn, bro. I haven't Postmates'd my life in a minute. Bon appetit! Should I get some sushi? Or should I get a... What kind of sushi you gonna make, Frank? Sush kaboosh. You know what I miss? I miss, which is crazy because I live next to it now. Oh man, let me see. I hope they didn't close. It's been so long since I've been there. Maybe they're just not on Postmates. I'm gonna be hungry soon, even though that just kind of tied me over. Never fill up on bread. You totally should. Okay, I am. I'm gonna order some shit right now. What kind of sushi are you gonna have? What kind of sushi are you cooking up? I have to admit that what I'm craving right now is not like sashimi. I'm craving American, packed with rice and fucking all sorts of other nonsense sushi. Tokoro. Kopan. Hon. Kiku. Shinju. Yoshino. Shit, my bro. What do I order? Only on Postmates, huh? Alright, which one has the shortest time? Go. Makiyaki. California rolls. You made me hungry. Stop talking about food. I'm on a diet. I'm over here smashing on bread and about to order sushi. Okay, I'm ordering just heaps of broccoli. Just ordering a big heap of dry, raw broccoli. I can't just get California rolls. I have to get is there like a pizza? I haven't had pizza in so long. Oh my god, pizza would be amazing. Oh my fucking god, pizza would be so dope. Or like pasta. I haven't had pizza in a pretty long time. This is valuable stream time. When I was a kid in Germany, we'd eat a lot of Zigeuner Schnitzel. Zigeuner Schnitzel. I need to make it. It's been so long. What is Zigeuner Schnitzel? Am I pronouncing that right? Zigeuner? I know it's Schnitzel, but that first one is Zigeuner. Or is it Ziguna? It's Zigeuner, right? Let's see. None of these pizza places are totally my jam right now. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese.
Fuck, I need, you know what? I need to clear my mind. I need to just focus here for a second. I'll figure out what to eat in a minute. Okay, so if these are all templatized, they could still get the thing that they are, yeah, because they get their parent. That'll be different for every single one. So that's fine. As long as you put the intrusion zone underneath the sort of like, you know, like you put it in the agency, you put it in the apartment, then it takes the apartment specifically. So, it doesn't have to be this. Like, I'll get rid of the intrusion zone city. And, variables, intrusion zone city. Where else does that exist? This array list copy to? That's the only place, right? Alright, deleting that one. Intrusion zones container. I'm just gonna call this intrusion zone container. I guess that is an okay description for it. It's apt. It's like a German take on chicken fried steak. Oh, I think I've heard of that. I just googled what is Zigeuner Schnitzel and I'm gonna eat now. Nice. We should
Fucking Zigeuner Schnitzel. Let me see. I feel like this needs to be done sooner than later. I have $5 off. Nice. Off of any fucking massive bazillion-dollar order, though. Zigeuner Schnitzel. Oops. Schnitzel. No results. There's no Zigeuner Schnitzel on Postmates. Should I get Roscoe's? Okay. Yeah, because I actually am starting to get really fucking hungry. That damn piece of pita bread set me off. I swear to God, I'm going to order something within the next 4 minutes so I can at least get back to the grind at 2:30. Because it's 2:30 in 4 minutes. Sushi. Sushi skadooshi. Alright, this one's only, I don't know if I want that. As much as I want sushi right now, I'm like, none of the places I know are on Postmates, so I'm kind of having a hard time just taking a leap of faith with one of these places, which sucks. Okay, I'll just, this sugarfish shit is supposed to be like dank, I guess. I want some of that tempura shit, though. Ichima. Give me that Ichima sushi. Is this what I want? 2 minutes, come on. It's either that or you're not eating at all. Poke wrap. I can also go for poke. Okay, alright. Golden unagi roll, sumo roll, cucumber, shrimp, tempura, dragon roll, crab meat, shrimp tempura, popcorn salmon. Oh my god, make a fucking decision. Monkey crown roll? What is this? That looks super dank, but shrimp tempura. I have 1 minute to order. Come on. Fuck. God, I wish I had somebody to just choose for me.
Beware, it'll bog you down. It's super hearty. Eat it with a side of spätzle? Spätzle?
Poke? No. It's 2:30, fuck. Alright, looks like I'm cooking today. Fuck. Okay.
So it gets the parent of wherever we put this. And then I'm just gonna set it up because it needs to do that. So after all NPCs are built, it goes here. Set and concerned NPCs. I'm gonna get, I don't know what this home FSM shit is. Finish state, it goes straight to here. Oops. And so it gets the parent. And then I guess what I'm trying to figure out is like who. Maybe it needs to get the nearest city. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. I think that's what I was trying to do. So nearest or closest. Find closest. City. And we're going to store the object in a new variable called this city. And then you do an array list. Get random. Let's say you spawn. Fuck. Let's write down the logic of this really quick. Okay, so you get random NPCs from a city. Then you add them to the whitelist, the concerned whitelist. That sounds so racially charged. The concerned whitelist. Alright, add them to the concerned whitelist. God, that's outrageous. And then I think you like you set fucking hell. I have to go to the NPC. Such a chicken and egg thing. One of those situations. This is a deep version of that because it's like, okay, well, how do NPCs behave? So DC activities, civ B routine. Right, so here's kind of like, if you're a civilian, you just kind of run through this shit. And then if you're in DC, you have a whole FSM for the shit that you could be doing in DC, which is right here. And in DC, you have the Mono PD Lounge, the Consulate Inn, the library. So the Consulate Inn is sort of like a place that you would have whatchamacallits, intrusion zones. because each individual room, right? So you get random NPCs from a city, add them to the concerned whitelist for whatever the intrusion zone is, and then for whatever that intrusion zone is, the only reason it matters that this NPC is on a concerned whitelist is because, God, is there a better name for that? That sounds so racially charged. It's so funny. The only reason that you would put them on that whitelist is because they would go there, right? Who needs to put... Why would you put an NPC on this whitelist if they're never gonna fucking go there? So the idea is, like, at some point that NPC might randomly walk through that room, and you gotta set it so they're okay to walk through there. And that if you see that person leaving, you can, potentially just dress up and look exactly like them, and then go inside that place. So for that NPC to go to that place, we need to tell it that is on its list of places to go, which is kind of like referring to this DC activities area, right? So, and this DC activities area will refer to something else like behavioral attributes. Like you could put that sort of like the permissions or whatever. So add them to concern whitelist, and then tell NPC that this place is now on their list of places to go. So they could randomly select that place to go to. I think that's it. So this DC activities, it needs to refer to its parent FSM, which is the CivB routine. It just ends up here. But it shouldn't just be civilians that have this routine. There needs to be, like, I think it's probably in behavioral attributes. I think this is where we'll store, like, sort of, like, specific places that this NPC might go. Because they're sort of, or I guess private places. Maybe that's the best way to put it. Because it's kind of like, you have, like, public places, like the library and the Manupidi Lounge, and then there are private places like the individual rooms of an apartment. Or whoa, there we go. Or motel. Well, I better run. I have so much I need to get done. Nice. That's good that you have a lot to get done. I hope to see some more screenshots soon. I'm antsy about your speakeasy game. And thanks for stopping by. Feel free to swing by later. And I'll talk to you soon. I think I'm gonna try to swing. I think I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow too, so you can catch me then probably. Catch you later, Frank. Public places like the library and Manupidi Lounge, and there are private places like the individual rooms of an apartment or motel. So get random NPCs from a city. Tell them that this is. Tell NPC that this place is now on their list of, like, private places to go. Like that. Okay. So that means that in behavioral attributes, there is a, or should it just be an array list? Maybe let's do an array list. Each NPC has an array list called private places. Okay. Some don't have anything there. This is good. I like this. What is this? Bundled up. Walt Adams. I like this. Fuck yeah. Check that shit out. So let's just make that array. Or maybe I should finish this logic, right? So get random NPCs from a city, add them to the concerned white list. So I think that goes inside of the intrusion zone. Right here. Click to edit template. Over here. Okay. So set concerned NPCs. Get random NPCs from a city. I think. So what is it? I think it's just called. Paris Civ A's and Paris Civ B's. I wonder if like okay. I'm gonna copy and paste these so I can remember them. I think I'm just gonna do Civ A's and Civ B's. Okay. Intrusion zone. Get the reference for Civ A's only. And then honestly, fuck it. Let's just put Civ B's in there too. We'll see if anything seems weird about that later. Civ B's. Actually, let me finish this one first. So the type is game object, random item, new variable, random. Oh.
I need to do a build string because it's specifying this specific city right now. So I need to do a build string. So I'm gonna do random civ a. But we need, let's do a build string. And the string will be 2 parts. I believe it's just gonna be convert this city and then underscore civ a. No separator, don't add to the end, store result, new variable, string city underscore civ a's. So we'll change that to this. And then we'll duplicate this. Or actually, we want to get a couple of them, I think. It's kind of weird, So you wanted to run through, get a couple of civilians, put them to the intrusion zone thing, and then move on. And you want to get random ones. So that's fine. It's weird because there's going to be some overlap, you know? If you use get random, then there's going to be some overlap. What if I just said fuck it? What if we just let there be overlap? So I'm gonna set this as the start state. Game manager, all agents created. I think all it really needs is NPC builder, city complete. Or is it up here? All NPCs built. All agents created. So, it's intrusion zone. All agents created. It gets that. So it's waiting for all the NPCs to get finished, and then once it does, it goes on to the next thing where it. See, I think these can go at the top. We don't need to put these in this state. We can put it in here. In fact, we could probably put it like this and call this get variables. Set that as the start state. When that's done, it goes over to here, all NPCs built. And then waits for them to be built, gets a random NPC from that civ A section, and then we do an array list add, and we're gonna add to this concerned whitelist NPCs. Type this game object variable. Oh, yeah, is the random civ A that we got, and then I guess we just like loop through that a couple times maybe. Sends loop event when the action runs. It loops the specified number of times, then sends the finish event. So what's the difference between that and a loop state? Loops to the state the specified number of times and finishes. Oh, that's kind of cool. I think let's try that. It goes through the same state multiple times. That's fucking interesting. So let's do that like twice? 3 times? Macalina says, "Hi, Steven. What are your goals today for the dev? Was little kitty now going with non-middle school handle?" Right. Oh, what happened to little kitty 0103? Goals for today. I'm going to hopefully knock out the rest of this intrusion zone shit. So NPCs get upset at you when you're. Remember that thing that we did where it was like, you know, they get all upset at you, they chase you around, they call the police and everything. I want to finish that today, so it could be just sort of procedurally, sort of like, so I could just drag and drop intrusion zones, and I could just hit run, and it's like randomly generated. Like, okay, if I go in that room, these NPCs will be upset, you know. So I hope to finish that today. She dead and gone. She dead, she gone. Damn, gone girl. Well, Mechalina sounds like she's here to stay. So that's dope. That's good. Mechalina has a good ring to it. It has a very good ring to it. What do you got planned for today? What are your goals? Okay, finish event. Fin? We'll get rid of this. Delete transition. Go here. Okay. So we'll put a few NPCs in there. That seems pretty good. And is that it? What else did I say? What is this like? Oh, they'll tell them to go there, to their private places. Okay. Tell the NPC to go there. So you add them to that list, and then you also set FSM. Maybe you just give them one place. Maybe you do set up some game object. So you tell the civ A, the random civ A, to go to it's interesting. This is making me make a lot of decisions on the hierarchy of game objects too. Taking a bit of a break from dev today and working on my game design doc. Nice. Very cool. Game design docs are fun. Those are so fun to make. I have in fact, would you like to see an old game design doc of mine? I'm bringing it up anyway, even if you're like, no, please don't show me. The last thing I want to do is see your fucking stupid game design doc. Well, guess what? There it is. Is this it? Where is it though? How do I find it? How come I can't? Okay, I'm just gonna have to search like this. October 5th, 2014, or October 16th, 2014. I think that's the one. Or, yeah, October 5th. Okay, I'm gonna open up this one. Oh my god, yes please. Okay. I think I did find it. I think this is it. Let me save it to my desktop really quick. Desktop. Save. Open it. Alright, here it is. Oh boy.
I haven't seen this in a very long time. So this is a game I attempted to make with my friend. She goes by Rihanna now. This is at a different time in her life. When, yeah, I don't know if her name's gonna be on this. It might say Ryan in here somewhere, but that is a different time. That is not how she identifies. But my name's right here because I just did the graphics. So Gestalt. Let's scroll through this thing. Even back then, it's like, oh, I have to do the period piece kind of thing. You know, I love the old timey shit. Okay, Gestalt, and this is take note the I 1. Got Gestalt here as defined by. Oh my God, opening up with the fucking definition. Okay. As defined by Merriam-Webster, something that is made of many parts and is yet somehow more than or different from the combination of parts broadly, the general quality or character of something, the word conceptually and not some particular use of it, or the gestalt of the word gestalt, or gestalt squared. Okay, I'm glad I had a sense of humor about that. So Gestalt is a first-person atmospheric decision-making game. The game is designed to give the player a great impression of freedom. The game's not open-world sandbox, as the mechanics will be very basic, but should allow players a good deal of testing the limits in ways that open-world sandbox games do. That is to say, within the boundaries of walk, jump, crouch, prone, and 2 degrees of interaction, players can branch off into a wide variety of narrative threads. You, the player, live in a small seaport village at the beginning of the 20th century. You live with your wife and son. You are one of only a dozen or so residents. One afternoon, you and your son are picnicking cliffside and enjoying a sunset when an armed stranger approaches. Do you run away? What about your son? Do you approach or attack the stranger? Maybe you jump off the cliff. Maybe you do absolutely nothing and let whatever happens happen. The initial sequence is the first of the game's natural, inevitable, uncontrollable progression. Winning and losing in this game is player-defined, and so no advanced skill set is required to play. Do what you can, and the game will react accordingly. Essentially, I was just trying to make, like, kind of like a simulation, I guess. That's probably not right to say either. And this is the little seaport village that I modeled. This is a hostel. There's a little clock tower. There's your home. This is the post office, I believe. This is the pub, called the Golden Fetters. It's a little bridge. So the build just has all these basic controls. Environment, no invisible walls. See, I'm always sticking to that. Instead, walk out of boundaries that slowly fade to white and pause the game. See, I don't remember that I had that idea that far along. That's very similar to what I have implemented in Memories of a Spy. 3D visual novel. I wouldn't call it that either. It's kind of, yeah, I wouldn't call it that either. It's like there's no dialogue trees. There's no, I don't know. Yeah, it's something I've had a hard time explaining in the past. What is that? Transferring between interior and exterior is a small fade in and out warp. Entering a building requires the player to set up a door. Click to interact. Be warped to the interior model. Okay, 3D stereo sand elements. Lighting cues to change from day to night. Turn off lamps. Talk. Go through animated sequences. Oh, wait. Go through animated sequences. Steps outside, has a smoke, lingers around, goes back inside. Oh, these are like NPCs. Okay, like little behaviors. Wander around aimlessly. Follow the player. Attack the player. Items may be picked up and have a use and secondary use. Most items may be used as a melee weapon or thrown. Weapons to be body area specific by up to 3 parts. Some items may be given to NPCs. Special player to occupy and control a boat to get in. Particle effects. Okay, pretty standard. Gestalt will have a huge emphasis on atmosphere and mood, so goodbye realism, come fuck me expressionism. Yeah, okay. I'm making myself... 24-year-old me is making me laugh. That makes me happy. Minimalist by nature, the game's environments will be modeled in 3D, and the characters occupying the world will be drawn and animated in 2D. Characters will be billboarded and viewable from multiple angles in the manner of Doom. Dialogue will be displayed in text boxes with the occasional vocal sounds for breathing, grunts, etc. There will be little to no HUD. Hell yeah, been doing it right. Finally, pixelated post-processing. So these are sprites for the gunman, the aforementioned gunman. Yeah, some of the sprites. Schedule. Oh boy. Production must absolutely not go beyond 4 months. I imagine the project, as long as all the assets and art can be completed 2 or 3 months time. I'll be dominating and documenting the sharing the production process through the social media networks I'm on. Something I love doing, and whoever is I end up working with is encouraged to help as well. In completion, I'll be submitting to Steam and running a full marketing campaign. Oh boy, Steven. See, this is why when everybody's like, you're gonna finish, I'm like, I hope so. Like, I want you guys to be right. This is probably why. This is the only thing this is the only game project I ever started and didn't finish. And it was probably because it's loftiness. This is also when I didn't do any programming myself. I only did the modeling and like asset designs. And I often think about this game. I thought in the past that perhaps when I finish my first commercial release, that I would come back to Gestalt and see if I could do it by myself. Because I'm still on great terms with Rihanna, and like, you know, she was a great partner to work on like the creative and technical sides of the game. But just because it was like not being able to kind of like communicate as often as we'd like, you know, kind of just shit going on in each other's lives, and you know, I feel like it can be pretty difficult to take on a large project with another person when both of you can't really give your full energy to it, you know. So this is something I often think about, like, okay, like I actually think I'm certain I have the chops to do Gestalt. And it's really just a matter of like, but would it be as cool as I originally thought it would be? Because again, it's sort of it's a quantitative thing. It's not a qualitative thing. The things I wanted to do in Gestalt are not technically impressive. They're not technically unique or, you know, crazy. It's just quantitatively, it's like, oh, I would want to add in a bunch of different branching paths of sort of like micro narratives that unfold. Your Playmaker skills are really good. You should reboot this up after Memories of Spy. Thanks. Thank you. Maybe I will. That's what I'm saying. I think you know, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Like, I think it's likely that someday I may eventually try to, come back to this. Because this game design document is only the fucking surface. Like, there's like a functioning-ish version of this game out there. In a hard drive somewhere, and I think somewhere on like a hard drive that Rihanna has. You can walk around, interact with objects, NPCs interact with you too. They kind of take you on little like follow me quests and all that kind of stuff. They make sure that you're following them or something like that. There's some risque mechanics in there that I won't talk about here right now, but you know, there was some cool things happening in it. It was coming together in a lot of ways. And my friend Andrew Newton was producing this amazing soundtrack, which I think about all the time. It was so good. I used to listen to his soundtrack on loop while I was working on stuff. This is funny. If you're interested in working on this project, I really need you to have good communication skills. I need you to be comfortable sharing your ideas and confident in your ability to articulate them. Unless we've been friends since forever and ever and ever, we're probably going to have a period of adjusting to each other's way of working. So I need to know that if and when things get a little bumpy, that you have patience and self-control. I'm not an asshole, I swear it. I will always respect you and hear your opinions out. Great ideas are everywhere, and I'm not about to pass up on them in turn for something as silly as my ego. I want your good ideas. That being said, as the director of the game, I will need your trust to let me make final decisions. I promise I will keep us on track and I will work my hardest. This is not a paid gig, but in the event that the game is sold on Steam, you will see your share of the profit, your share to be decided by us mutually in writing. Future plans, to create at least at least a trilogy. But hopefully an ongoing series of Gestalt episodes, all completely independent of each other's story and characters, but sharing the common elements of choice, basic game mechanics, and being a self-contained narrative. Fucking A. Yeah. And there are folders and folders of game assets for this thing. A world, a fucking ton of animations, NPC sprites, and yeah, a lot of shit got made for this game. So also kind of wouldn't even be too much to like come back to. I think I don't know if I would redo some of that stuff. Maybe. Anyhow, should I order food now? Organized work split with Rihanna. Project management tips. Organized work split with Rihanna. Project management tips. Oh, yeah. So like, it was kind of crazy because basically Rihanna really was the one that was breathing life into the game. I built as much of the game up front, like designing assets and stuff like that, before I ever reached out to anybody. That's why you can even see in the design document there's already, shit in there. Yeah, I just, I kind of finished my work up front and then handed it off, and then she did all the programming. So it'd be like long periods of time where I was not involved, and it was just like, so it's kind of fucked up where it's like, it's a little easier to work on something, I think, with somebody when you're sharing stuff back and forth, when it's like, oh, I made this and I made that, and it's like cool, and it's like you're kind of making that incremental progress together. But it was very lopsided because I just dumped a bunch of assets onto her and was like, okay, let me know when the next thing happens. And I was so incompetent and afraid of Unity that she often ended up taking jobs, roles for things that now in retrospect, now that I've used Unity, I go like, fuck, I could have done that, So yeah, it wasn't the most organized project, really wasn't. But she did tell me a lot of time that she really enjoyed working on it, and she learned a whole lot doing it, and she's gonna it sounded like a very valuable experience to her, and in ways for me too. So yeah, there's always that. Otherwise, the project management wasn't the best. Right, fucking food. It is. I should have ordered food half an hour ago. Do I just order vegetarian dumplings again? I think I will. I think I'm gonna order, because this shit is just so outrageously dank. Minced pork noodles, vegetarian dumplings, and pork shumai, which is pork dumplings. Why do they do that? Why do they say minced pork noodles, why do they say vegetarian dumplings and pork shumai?
Isn't shumai dumplings? Thanks for sharing your experience. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. It's fun. I love talking about shit like that. It's a lot of fun. $40 fucking dollars? Is that how much? Yeah. There was a few days where I was spending too much money on. Fuck. Let's see. Give me 3 minutes. I swear to God, I'm actually gonna place an order this time. Roscoe's does sound really fucking good, but that's gonna make me sleepy. Ugh, I used to live in LA, a few miles from a Roscoe's. I miss it. And my Obama plate, yo, that Obama plate. I'm glad you know all about that. Yeah, Roscoe's, it's amazing. I do enjoy just going there though. I've never ordered it. I enjoy going there and just hang out. Ugh, Doghouse again? No. Yeah, the Obama plate. That's funny. That's fucking hysterical. Should I get a banh mi? I'm back. Why did I miss? You missed, were you here when I shared the Gestalt document? Banh mi. It's like I just keep waiting and waiting. Why do I keep putting this off? Spring roll. You know what, mate? I think I am just gonna get that fucking Huito Shang, or is it Chang Huito. No, it's, oh no, yeah. I forgot how to pronounce this. Never mind. Alright, so I'm pressing order now. I'm pressing the fucking order button. Give me a break. Here we go. And I'll enter the promo code because I did make a sort of outrageously expensive order. Munch, all caps. I'm ordering it now and I'm back to work. Apply. Not bad. Review order, great. Deliver, great. Order delivery. This place is so good, and I love supporting this business. It's a little business. I don't want a special message from Billie Eilish. God damn it. All right, now I'm back in it. Here we go, and things are actually moving forward here, so not bad. What do we got? Set concerned NPCs. So so for each NPC, we're gonna set their sort of like private option, right? So we'll call this like, I called it something, right? Private place. I'll call this like
private place 1, because we can't give them too many, right? So just in case I ever want to give them more, I'll just call this place private place 1. And we need to figure out which FSM it's going to go in. Let's take a look at our NPC. Behavioral attributes, probably. Yeah, let's put it in behavioral attributes. Create a new game object. Private place 1. Okay. So that way it gets set, and then in DC activities, we can add a place in here that'll be the private place. Somewhere kind of in the throes of all that, because I think you would have to be the consulate in. So somewhere in here, you would do a get variable, and you do like a maybe you put it in the consulate in one. That way you kind of wait till you get there. See, this is the thing that always, I think one of the thing that always kind of slows me down is these bool gate things, you know, because it's like the problem that can happen here is the reason I'm not even putting it in this get variables one. I would want to put it here, but the problem with this is that if I put it in here as the first thing that happens, that's the first thing that fires off for this FSM. If I put this like, okay, get to your private place, right? But meanwhile, that intrusion zone is also off running somewhere where it needs to run as well, you know? So like, there needs to be like, the simple way to say it is that intrusion zone might not be finished doing its thing, setting it. So when it gets to this part where it says, okay, get your little private place, it might be that there is no private place set yet. And that all happens like, you know, if not in a fraction of a second, then sometimes over the course of like a few seconds, just because everything else in the world is like loading and generating. So you need to set these little bool gates that say like, okay, is that one process done running? If it is, then continue. But that gets it gets a little like messy and tedious to have all these little bool gates set up. So I'm always trying to figure out like which ones really need it and which ones can wait with like a wait action or something. Yeah, like I feel like this DC activities thing, I feel like you could put, let's see, set as start state, and just call this like start buffer. And then you put in like a wait action. And just wait for like 3 seconds. And next. Goes to here. See, now this can at least, I think, we have a decent shot at this ensuring I don't need to put this over there now. I can put it up here in the get variables section. So get FSM game object owner, behavioral attributes. The variable name is private place 1. And then you set the value as private place 1. And then somewhere in here, you know, like you have the consulate in is kind of the place where that private place would be. It'd be one of the rooms. So, yeah, it just, still gotta figure out that whole hotel booking room system. Once I do it once, I just need to copy and paste it into the other hotels of the game. Okay, so that's intrusion zone, private place, and the FSM that we're putting under. You know, I'm gonna copy and paste this because I always trip about the spelling for these things. Capitalization matters and all that shit, so right here, FSM name, behavioral attributes, private place 1, and it's setting the value. Oh. Can you guys hear my gardeners outside? Okay. Intrusion zone container. So here's where I need to sort of lock down a hierarchy of game objects. Right now, the intrusion zone, it's like one Parisian apartment, okay? So it's like one apartment, and that's just an empty game object that's holding everything else in it. Jesus Christ. Is that too loud for you guys? Can you like hear me talking while that's going off? Is it too loud? Is it annoying? So you have the empty game object of the place, and that just holds all the geometry for the place. And then it has a place marker. It's okay? Okay. Yeah, let me know if it gets annoying, and I can kind of, I think, like, it's actually going away now, huh? If it does get too bad, I can always, like, lower this. Like, la. I'm leaving it right there for now. Place marker, I think, is also a, yeah, it's an empty game object. Yeah, so see, this is like right in the middle of this room. That's like this place. And then inside of the place marker, what is this FSM that's on it? Open standing spots, okay. Fucking A. I'm leaving now. Good luck in progress. See you. Thanks for stopping by, Saya. Thank you, thank you. Have a good one. Swing by next time. Alright, got all these standing spots. Cool. Parisian apartment. This here, intrusion zone. And I want it to set this value. What is it gonna be? It's like you go there. I guess what happens when I do DC activities, when they go to the Monopedi Lounge, they find a seat first. So when they're going to the Monopedi Lounge, they're literally going there. Like with a seat in mind. And when they get there, Oh, actually, but it also checks if the seat is occupied. And it'll kind of go back and forth until there's an unoccupied seat that they're walking towards. And then once there is an unoccupied seat, they'll sit down in it if they're close enough to it. Basically, it's first come, first serve. And so the find seat thing, it's like it gets the Manupidi Lounge, which is the empty game object. And then, so on the Manupidi Lounge, there's a reference called seats, and it gets the seats from there. And then it gets the position of the seats, and then, okay, now I want to look at the Manupidi Lounge. It's like I just designed this within the last few days, but I need to make sure I'm doing this right. Level. So here we go. This is the Manupidi Lounge. And it actually doesn't. What the fuck? This doesn't even have a seats FSM on it. Oh boy. So what am I missing? Oh, or is it destination points? Ah, here we go. So each level has their destination points. That makes more sense. Okay. It's their destination point. And then, let me change this music. Okay. So the destination point is just a series of empty game objects that doesn't even hold the geometry. And it could be different per thing because it changes per thing, per place. That's fine. And I think all of the seats, they get added by, let me see, where is it? The Manupidi Lounge. Yeah, like, go to table set, and you take this chair, and then all these chairs have a sit here thing on it. Okay. And those automatically add themselves. That's all they do. Okay. Shit. Could have been a little bit more organized. There's two things called the Manupidi Lounge. And somehow it's not fucking that up. Huh. That's really dodgy. That's like really bad design on my behalf. Because it could just... weird. Alright. But I think that does answer my question, though. So in this NPC, DC activities, it'll have Oops. The consulate inn will have rooms. We'll be duplicating those rooms. And they'll have markers inside of them. The consulate inn. I guess going to the consulate inn is kind of like, it's asking if it wants to do two different things. There needs to be a send random event in here too. But at the consulate, oh man, this is kind of a tricky one. There's probably I need something chiller. It's not chill, but fuck it. I'm gonna need that food soon. Should I just go to the intrusion zones and try figuring it out backwards? DC, Paris, intrusion zone, edit template. So it's like, what is that value? Maybe there's, oh. Intrusion zone container and the city, and then you build that string, and then you also get this is sort of more of like a fundamental sort of, like I skipped something in my logic. It's like, what do you do when you go to a private place? So if the examples are an apartment and a motel room, it's like, if they are allowed to go to that apartment and they choose to do that, what are they going there to do first? Because doesn't that sort of mean that they're going even further down the line? Fucking A. So it's like, I have activities divvied up by the type of location they are. So it's like, in the DC activities, you have the Manu PD Lounge, the library, the consulate inn motel thing, and the cafe. The Manu PD Lounge, it's like, that one's really straightforward. You only have pretty much like 2 activities there. You go and you have a seat, and you can order a drink. That's really straightforward. So when the NPC randomly chooses the Manu PD Lounge,
they then randomly choose to either order a drink or go straight to the seat. And if they order the drink, they sit down right after. Very straightforward behavior. But the motel or an apartment is a little different, because say you choose the apartment. Well, that's like choosing the apartment complex, and then it's like, well, which one of these? Oh, okay, maybe okay. So that's a good question. Is like, if it chooses the apartment, it asks you first. Let me write this down. So it's like randomly chose like apartment, right? Apartments, or let's call it the consulate inn, right? And then bool test for has a private place, or no. Oops. Do a game object compare the NPC's private place 1 with all the rooms from the consulate inn. Right? And so that way, if there is a match, then continue. But if not, then go choose another place to go to in this city. So the other step between that is randomly chose consulate inn, and then randomly choose between I'm just gonna put chose consulate inn, and then randomly choose between renting a room at the consulate inn or going to one that already exists / like or in parentheses presumably where you or someone you know is staying. Okay, that makes sense. And then if you chose to go where someone is already staying. Oh no, you know what? Yeah. If you chose to go to a pre-existing room, or what do you call it? Like a go to a room already booked. Game object compare the NPC's private place with all the rooms. If there is a match, continue, but if not, then go choose then go book a room instead. There we go. Right. And then go to the room and do whatever it is they do in the motel room. Okay, there we go. So that means each each room of the motel or apartments have an FSM on them that add them to an array list on the parent game object. For example, the consulate in is an empty game object that has all the geometry of the place underneath it. And it has the array list rooms. Okay. Okay. Not bad. So, let's see if I can figure this out now. So you get the parent, which is the intrusion zone container. And then oh, I didn't answer that question yet. If there is a match, then continue. So then when you continue, get the I guess there's sort of like sub behaviors in that place, because let's see, I have something in my DC wait, where is this thing? NPC activities at places. Here we go. So in DC, at the tiki bar, you can order a drink, sit somewhere, and stand somewhere. At the motel, you could book a room, watch TV, shower, and sleep. So watch TV, shower, and sleep are the three activities that you could do while you're at the motel. Watch TV, shower, and sleep. So, randomly choose to watch TV, shower, or sleep. Then the destination game objects for each of those, where you sit, where you shower, where you sleep, can all be called on by name. And that goes, this goes, the same goes for any other private place. Because they just still have specific names. Kind of like how here in the Parisian apartment we have all the standing spots. It's like, well, that doesn't exist in the other in the Consulate Inn. But the Consulate Inn will have a shower space, you know. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. I cannot wait for this stuff. I am really starting to feel it. I'm feeling that physical, just oof. Just give me my food. Oh my god. It's still gonna be a minute. Latest arrival is 4:23. That's actually not bad. I can last. Ooh, okay. What if we set some type of speed run goal to finish before the food gets here? Let me hydrate really quick. Let me just put some water in this bottle. What can my speedrun goal be? I would like to get it to a point where I can just hit play and then some NPCs go to their place, and then if I go in there, they get mad at me and they run me out. I want to at least see that. Days go by so fast. This is insane. Okay. So randomly choose blah blah blah. Okay, destination. Okay. So private place is more of a empty game object then. If you chose to go to a room already booked, game object compares the NPC's private place with all the rooms. If there's a match, then continue. Each room of the motel or apartments have an FSM that add them to an array list. Okay, so that says it right there. That's my answer. It's just the empty game object. It's a place, and then dependent on that place. Okay, that's my answer. Great. So now I'll have to do, that's one little, I already have it. It's the intrusion zone container. So for set concerned NPCs, down here, you're gonna set the value as intrusion zone container. Okay. So, right, okay, that's that. And it makes them go there. Concerned NPCs, right. And you know, we'll make it a weighted thing where like they have a higher likelihood of going to that place if they are, if they belong there, if it's one of their places. In English, I mean to say they're more likely to go home or go back to their motel room than they are to like just wander around all over the place. Like they will wander, but it's like more often than not they're spending time at home or something. Because it's like, if NPCs live their lives, then like, oh man, I just realized I'm gonna have to give them like sleep schedules and all that shit. Still haven't gotten to the sleep stuff. Okay. Put this action at the end. Okay. Let's see what happens. This intrusion zone. You know what I wonder? I wonder if this... What is... Oh, this is two of them, that's why. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna hit run, and let's see what happens. Whew! I was like, am I ever gonna hit run again today? Are my days of hitting play over? Alright.
Oh! What's this? Oh! Oh shit. There's just shit breaking all over the place. What is this error? Arraylist proxy did not match. Oh, look at that! Concerned NPCs. That needs to be the whitelist one. Ah, very smart, Playmaker. That's what I was afraid of, but I was afraid that there wouldn't be any way of catching that. So I'm glad that yes, that is a good thing to know. That's amazing, actually. That's so awesome. If you fuck that up, Playmaker will point it out to you. That's great. Okay. Also, I realized I didn't even do my build NPCs. Let's turn off the NPC testing spawner. And then I'll go to Game Manager. Rusty Chicken says, okay, taking a break on my stuff while waiting for food. Hey, I'm waiting for food too. It should be here by no later than, what did it say, like before 4:30 sometime. What are you cooking up or ordering today, Rusty? Game Manager, NPC Builder. We're gonna turn it on, and let's see. I'm gonna go to this intrusion zone. Now let's hit play. Let's see what happens. Roast beef sandwiches with some fat steak fries. Oof! That sounds super dank. Yummy, yummy in my tummy tummers. Yummy yummers in my tummy tummers. Okay, why is it stopping there? Why does it say 0 for all these? That's kind of weird. I mean, it obviously... Oh, did it get deactivated? What the fuck is going on? What? It was running, and it went there for a second. Get variables, the owner, find the closest city. Why didn't it do any of that? Build string. Let's try that one more time. I want to see what happens where. Alright, hitting run. Okay, Steven, going to try and implement that song into the saloon tonight so that music switches between inside and outside the saloon. Nice! Fucking A. Hell yeah. Oh. Control Shift P, pausing it right there. Kilo Pro Unity, what is up, Goofy King, my #1 Kilo Pro? What's going on, man? You see this? It says 1 and 1. It got here, it did its thing. So in variables, okay, 1 Parisian apartment, right? We're in Paris, and it's making its name correctly, Paris_Cevez. Going to all NPCs built. Now it's just waiting for that to happen. Oh, actually, yeah, that's right too. That's still right. And then it should run through this when it's done. But let's see. See, I don't know why that happens. Why does it get disabled? 2 errors. Oh. Oh. 1 Parisian apartment. Ah, look at that. There's an array list ad in the Parisian apartment that also sets the concerned NPCs. I don't remember doing that. I think, you know what's funny? I feel like I did this as a test. back when I was just like testing. Is that what I was doing? Okay, so let me. One Parisian apartment home. Let's just. It's complaining about this because concerned NPCs needs to be changed. Set some game object. So it waits for NPCs. That's funny. Yeah, you see that? Look, it gets the random. Right. I think this is sort of like this is like test fodder, which is funny. This has the same build as the intrusion zone. Oh, look. And then I have for Civ A's, it sets its home. Has home. Count residence. It's a little embarrassing. Mechalina, so can you do a southern western voice if you're still around? Oh! So where is it saying something with NPC home? It's like somebody else made this shit, you know? I feel like I'm on a team of like 5 other people. NPC status. It has home. Count residence. So like, what is it like? I feel like I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna deactivate this shit. I'm just gonna deactivate this shit. Potentially defunct. Use intrusion. Same as intrusion zone FSM. That's the whole name of that FSM. I'm gonna deactivate it. Alright. Now let's try running it. Well, did I deactivate that thing down here? Yeah, I deactivated both of those. So those shouldn't run. Or has she bolted? I don't know. She comes and goes. Come on. Zone trigger underscore entry. Okay, what's the where is this then? Arrayless proxy reference do not match. Paris underscore Civ A's. Paris underscore Civ A's. Paris underscore Civ A's. Is that not how it's spelled? Steven, so I just trigger music on off at the door of Saloon, or do you have a better way to do it? It's kind of hard to say because I don't use the thing that you use, I think. I think you're using some other audio thing. But in theory, I guess, like skipping the technicalities of it, I would probably do something that faded it instead. So even if you sort of like there's two ways you could do it, and I would just taste test them. You could make it so, imagine, let me see, just webcam. Let me see if I can see this. Yeah. So imagine over here is your inside the bar, and over here is outside the bar. Inside the saloon, outside the saloon.
And if you have two different things playing, is that what's happening? Or are you gonna do... If you're just having music playing that's inside the saloon, what I would do is like put it as a, you know, a three-dimensional, you know, spatial sound. So if it's coming from the piano, you know, it's coming from there, it gets louder as you get close to it. Well, actually, yeah, wait, what the fuck? Well, why don't you just do that? Why don't you just make it so it's like pretty much always playing, but you just deactivate it at a certain distance. You should do spatials. You should do it spatially, because I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some cool way to do it where it's just like it's just completely non-diegetic or non-diegetic. So yeah, I don't know. But the way I would do it was I would just make it like, you know, three-dimensionally, you know, in the space, and I would pretty much, like, unless there was performance issues, I would see if I could just run it all the fucking time. If there did become some type of performance issues, then you can set it so, like, if you're certain, like, once it's completely inaudible, you can't even hear it anymore, then you turn it off. You know? And then, like, when you hit that point when you hit that same point, like, coming back to it, like, plus 0.0001 unit of measurement away, you turn it back on. If that makes sense. See, my only issue is the other song is basically playing whenever you are outside the saloon, always on. Oh yeah, so you do a fade. So just do a crossfade. Again, like, I don't know how the thing that you're using works, but in that master audio plugin I have, I would set it so there's areas where there's different sounds, and that between those 2 points it fades. It's kind of like the audio version of that, like, thing I have that where the image fades in and out as you get closer to it. Intrusion zone, set concerned NPCs, array list get random. So this here is where the array list proxy reference did not match. Oh, that's because it shouldn't be on the owner. My bad. Set concerned NPCs. Specify game object. This city. There we go. Now let's try running it. This asset, $50. If you tried posting a link in the chat, it might not have. I think it is like $50 though. Let me see. Master audio. AAA sound. I'm gonna post it in the general. Actually, no, I'll just post it in this chat. What am I doing? Just gonna close it. This one? Oops. Shit, I can't post a. Okay, I am gonna post it. I think it's the same one I'm looking at. Yeah, it's just master sound or master audio AAA sound or something like that. Oh shit! What the fuck? Huh. Weird. Okay. Yeah, it's been pretty solid to me so far. And yeah. Oh look, it's running. It did it. Great. Nice.
So get variables, the Parisian apartment. Wait, why does that go to 0? And why is it disabled? Why does it say disabled? Edit. What in the world? I don't know what's going on here. Why this gets disabled. It was green a moment ago. And then did all these get reset? Yeah, that's super weird. Why does it get disabled? And then it should just hang out in here. Why? Ask the internet really quick. Playmaker, FSM template disabled. Area editor, frequency always, what happened? Template show disabled when you're editing the template and play the game, so trouble stopping to use the template, difficulty bug, how to reproduce it. Yeah, because now I'm looking at this too, and like, it even says it's disabled right here. I just don't understand how that would happen. Like, how do I enable it? Oh, that's so weird. Huh. And it says disabled still. I think it's still working. It seems like maybe a bug in the interface only. Unless I'm just misunderstanding something. Intrusion zone container. Okay, yeah, one Parisian apartment. Great. NPC to notify. I am a copy. Oh, wait, there shouldn't be fucking copies. Oh, yeah, I guess there should probably be a few of them, right? Oh, there's a ton of copies. Oh. I think it renames them I am a copy. Anyhow. Random survey, the city. Here's our boy. Where's our boy at? Our boy's here in Paris. Oh, no. Is he in Paris? Yeah, he's over here in Paris. Just chilling right here. Not really doing anything here. What is he? He is a Civ A. Oh, that's right. And he's unemployed. So there's no unemployed one yet. Ah, okay. So maybe for unemployed, I'll just make them act like a Civ B. Woo! Thank you. Hey, Rusty, post a few lines on the Discord and I'll give it a go sometime tonight or tomorrow. I gotta go. Keep it up, Steven and the gang. Thank you. Thanks. Glad you're here today. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's the worst. Okay. What did I say I was gonna do? I was gonna make unemployed Civ A's behave like Civ B's. Behavioral attributes. Unemployed is going to do a Civ B routine. Nice. I wonder if I think it is gonna need that. I'm gonna copy this action too. Put it in here. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, food is here. Ah, you lucky son of a bitch. Where's my food? Oh, it says they will deliver it soon. They're 0 minutes away. Oh, I think my food's here too. 1 minute away. Hold on. 0 minutes. Whoa. They always pass coolly. Ugh. Well, they're gonna bring it to my door. Let me know if you guys see somebody behind me. I am here. Eat me. I don't have a taste for human flesh like you do. So, is this still a Civ A? Behavioral attributes. Ah, damn, but he's a fucking barista now. I'm at odds with how I should do testing stuff. Should I just run it again until he's a unemployed guy again? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, is he here now? For Steven? Huh? You are Steven. I'm Steven. Yeah, that is what I delivered. Okay. Thank you. Have a good one. Doggy. Ooh, doggy. Oh, should I, Is this guy? Oh, look, there's two boys over here. Let's see if any of these are unemployed. Behavioral attributes. Alright, one's a civilian B, but he's not really doing anything. Oh, you know why? Because we don't have anything set up for Paris. Look at that. Nothing happens when you go to Paris. It's like, you know what I have to do? It's like I need to set up an intrusion zone in fucking... It's so hard to test when you have all this shit. Alright, just a sec. What can I... Alright, so any folks in the chat, what does it say? NPCs dancing to the musica, yes. Every single time I have music on and I see these boys, like, they're always like just jiving, like super hard. There's that one stream that I did where like we were testing out stuff in the Parisian apartment and had that funk on, and it was just all these dudes packed into an apartment. It was just like, damn, this is just like getting buck wild right now. I think should I do a round two? Should I hop off for a second? I'm gonna diagnose this really quick, and then I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll do a round two after. So if there's any, I don't think I have any intrusion zones in DC. So all I need to do is put an intrusion zone in DC, and so like I'll duplicate this, or I just need to take the FSMs. I will just duplicate it though and put like a fucking box collider. Where'd it go? Alright, put it right there. Except I'm gonna put it in DC. And I'm gonna put it in hotel. And we'll put it in one of these rooms. So look how far away America is from everybody. Scoozy. Damn, and that's actually insane when you kind of look at that size. Like, this is how big that Parisian apartment is. That fucking apartment is bigger than, or just as big as, the Manu PD lounge. Okay, so we'll put it in the, which one's this? Just the first one. Okay, so I'll put it in here. And I'm gonna delete these mesh colliders. And instead I'm gonna add a box collider. Is trigger. And I'll put it at the center of this, I guess. And kind of hard to beat out like that. So I'm just gonna do like a really like. Oh, can I do 0? And then 0.05 or 0.2, 0.2, and 0.2. All right. And now I can like that, and make it a little taller, and a little wider, like that. Raise it up, raise the roof. All right, so now this is just a test. So it's like, generally speaking, if I'm in this area, the NPC is gonna get pissed at me. So let's put it like right there. Okay, so that's inside there. And it should just work, right? Because this is a child of the motel room. And it shouldn't just work because we have to set up what to do with the motel room. It's lots of work. Lots of work. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna come back for round 2 after this. I need to eat so I can function better and these streams could be more coherent. So thanks everybody who stopped by right now. We got 4 people in the chat who are so supportive and amazing, and they love me, and they didn't fucking abandon me like everybody else who left the stream early because they don't care about me or my stupid video game. But yeah, to the folks who are here, I'll catch you in a minute if you do decide to stick around or come back. And I'll just I'll at everybody in the announcement section of the Discord. So yeah, I'll hit y'all up in a minute. Is that it? What time is it? 4:21. I think I'll come back before 5. I think it's reasonable to say I'll come back before 5. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a minute.